Alrighty then. I thought I'd do something a bit different today. This is a demo review of me playing for Furious, or PH, which was the first team I ever formed and played for. Well, I suppose other than Adamant, but they were the same team due to a couple of different reasons. Anyway, a lot of you won't know I went from manning Med pre-R9 to Scout during R9, and then I moved on to Demo and Scout and Roma and Demo and Scout and etc. back and forward. But this was 7+ seasons ago, I think, so could be very interesting. I got sent this demo the other day by Kat, who also played on this team with me. So yeah, let's get started and see what we think of me a long time ago. Alright, so this is obviously Granary, back in the day before Pro Gran was a thing to you youngsters. And I think I'm probably running stock items just with the Boston Basher, yeah, so that's that. And I'll turn on a crosshair in a second when I die first. Alright, so my aim is terrible. Not sure where their team is though. Alright, we got a pick on the demo, that's nice. And they basically didn't come to mid. Terrific. It's new meta plays. Crosshair 6 is what I usually use. There we go. So I think I was the pockets. No, I think I was the flank scout. Can't really remember. And my crosshair position is terrible. I should be aiming more at where I think they're going to be than just at the floor in the middle of the room. And standing still like that is silly on a Grand Last, because you can die very easily to a sniper if they run an off class, which is viable. Nice kill, I suppose. My aim's super twitchy. I used to play, depending on when this was in R9, I actually used to play on a 52cm 360 towards the end of the season, and during the season I played on a at the start of the season I played on a 2.9cm 360. I'm not sure what I was trying to do there. I'm not sure what Cat was doing either. He was a bit dopey, wasn't he, being in that long as medic, but yeah, I suppose I kept him alive, which is something, but we'll wait and see what we do pushing this last. I was hoping I'd come up sniper or something and we could really see how terrible my aim was, but yeah, I suppose it's interesting looking back at this kind of demo, and how I suppose the meta's changed in so many ways. And how my understanding of the game is so different to what it used to be. Even though at the core you're still playing basically just a push-hold mechanic, with Uber being sort of the advantage or whatever. You know, the game has changed a lot, I think, in the last 7 or 8 seasons, whether that's to do with unlocks or whatever. And we've just been absolutely crushed pushing this last. I'm not sure what I am trying to do. That's embarrassing. I should have not even gone in there once we lost the first couple of players. We should have forced and left, and tried to, I don't know, hold the point as best we can, I suppose. Because playing even, well, 2-player disad even Ubers is never a fun thing. Funny though, our pocket at this stage was actually quite a high division player, and just wanted to play for sort of a more chilled group that was a bit newer, I suppose, and be friendly. I'm not sure whether any of my shots are hitting. Thank you, Goon. Goon can aim quite well. And I apparently just run into rockets. This is actually a little bit revolting to watch. It's funny, isn't it? Because throughout this season I sort of got to the level where we were by the end of the season, we dropped a couple of players and picked up a couple of players and stuff, which, long story short, I regret in hindsight. But nonetheless, we kind of got to the level where we were basically playing medium to high Div 2 and low Div 1 teams at the start of our 10, and then the team basically just fell apart for a few reasons. And I went on to join a different team. But my point is simply like, I don't remember my aim being this bad, and somehow it must have improved. Because this actually, the demo is labelled as 2012, so this was pre our 9. I think our 13 started. Our 10. Our 9. I think our 10 started in very early 2013, around February or March, early March, I think. Don't quote me on that though. It might have been the end of 2012. But yeah, I suppose I was taking the game a lot more seriously then. I wanted to improve and was, doing a bit of MG and lots of demos and demo reviews and lots of scrims and pugs and all of that jazz. But I think, in all honesty, with my play style and I suppose me as a human being, I probably would have got more out of just scrimming occasionally and reviewing demos with people that actually knew what they were talking about. Because obviously my aim wasn't that good anyway, so... and again, my crosshair, why am I just looking at the ground? There's not going to be anyone at the ground. I don't know, if anyone here plays Counter-Strike, I suppose that's a great game to learn really good crosshair positioning. And why am I holding W? What am I doing? I actually am finding this incredibly difficult to watch. I apologise to everyone out there that expected to learn something from watching me play here, because there is nothing in this that this is how not to play Scout. Anyway, and sorry, for those of you that might not know, OWL stands for Oz Fortress Winter League, which is Australia's biggest competition. We call it the Oz Fortress League now. For some reason, I don't know, because it's not always played in winter, I suppose. But everyone still calls it OWL, except for like one admin who calls it the Oz Fortress Winter League, which is what it's officially titled. So, yeah. We're in Oz Fortress 16 at the moment, is our season, so we're a bit behind the Euros and the Americas as far as how long they've been playing competitively for, or how many seasons they've fit into the time. Now, I'm not sure if this is an actual match from OWL, or whether this is just a scrim, because we're playing quite committed here. Like, as in, we're actually not just doing dumb stuff. Well, I mean, we are, but like holding and pushing and whatnot, we're kind of waiting for Ubers and not just throwing ourselves away uselessly, or at least we don't think we are, I suppose. Even little things like holding in Z here on Gran was such a... I suppose it was such a popular thing in our division at that stage, around that season, whereas these days we'd just be having the Medic and Courtyard reader run away at this stage, I think. I'd argue that's a much safer position, and much harder to get behind, etc, etc. And again, that was a 4-man suicide, which isn't really... I don't know, I can't remember the last time I did a 4-man suicide on Grand Last. This is actually remotely useful. I didn't hit the demo much, but I suppose my target choice was good. And here this must be when I was playing on a 2.9cm 360, because I'm so twitchy. And that Scout's so low, just whittle on him, thank you. Oh, I've actually done a bit of work. There you go, that's... I don't know if the scoreboard comes up. That's... I think that was, 5 or 6 points there? So, pretty much the entirety of my score so far this game was in that fight. let's see what we do now. And by the way, I do have my view model set to TF _use _minimal view models, or whatever the setting is, and I just got minced. That was a nice rocket by whoever that is. And here that was actually quite good by me, probably above my intelligence at that stage. The medic there wasn't really doing anything. He was separated from his soldier and didn't need to die, whereas even now I'm medic hungry the whole time, and usually choose to focus the medic when I shouldn't, because people, like, the medic's obviously very, very important, but killing the medic in a lot of fights isn't that big a deal, because he can only put out, if you don't have crit heals, whatever it is, 12 HP a second heals. So as long as you're hitting more than 12 damage a second, you're fine, because it negates in many ways the medic's advantage. So killing the medic isn't always the right choice, and there the pocket was much more of a threat, and the medic wouldn't have been able to fight against us, whereas the pocket wouldn't have. But we're a long way into this mid, and I'm still talking about the last or so. Here I'm in very deep. Let's see what I do. Am I smart? Do I just leave and get heals? I hope now I go for a back cap. No, I'm going to come fight. Oh, there's a crit. I would have... Again, I love back capping, and probably these days would have gone for the back cap, because I saw 4 of them, I think, across courtyard, which means there's a maximum of 2 elsewhere. And if I'd pressed tab, I could have checked whether they had spawned or not, because if they had, it meant that second might be clear. And I do have faith in particular at this stage in Fungi. And King played quite a nice demo as well. He was on our backup roster for a long time. But yeah, Fungi really was a very what's the word? He played very consistently well. He wasn't like a MG Lord or a DM hero or whatever, but he consistently played well. And I don't know whether he had a particularly bad reputation, because a few people weren't that big a fan of him, but he was a really, really good teacher as well, which I think he can claim, at this stage of my career at least, a fair bit of the knowledge I did have, which from watching this you'd wonder whether I had ever played the game before, wouldn't you? Again, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. There's no need to die in that situation. Our combo had left yard, and I could have just watched from right yard, not taken a fight, not taking damage, and we would have been able to guarantee the kill on that roamer, because he was alone, I think. And here they're committing to this fight, and they did just kill our medic, which is a shame. But, and here I shouldn't really be taking that fight. And that would have achieved nothing. Like, we were at 4 player disad, and then we went to, or 3 or 4 player disad, and then we went to 4 or 5, because I took a fight against someone that wouldn't have really changed much of the outcome. So, yeah. And I'm going to sneeze in a second. Excuse me. Alright. How far into this are we? We're not even halfway. How long has this been? 13 minutes. I might stop at the end of this round, we'll call it. I feel like I've seen far too much. I am really struggling to watch this. What am I doing? Little things like that, like there's this perception that the high ground is always the strongest place to be, that I see a lot of young players fall into, particularly on maps like I don't know, Reckoner at the moment is one that I've seen a couple of people do it, where they try and take high ground in positions that, like here, where if a soldier's spamming you from where Fungi and our demo are, I don't even know who our roamer was at this stage. It's a bit worrying, isn't it? Anyway, you just can't touch them because they can hit you with splash off the wall behind you. If you're taking high ground, you need to be in a position where you can negate the splash that you'll take behind you. So getting up on top of the very top of those crates, which you can do now as scout, you couldn't at this stage unless you boss and bash had jumped, or went through garage, of course. But getting up the very top is a much safer place to be, and I should have got that kill, but that's okay, because that way there's no splash behind you, so you have to be directed, which means soldiers have zero impact on you at all. Oh, for the days where you could get up there. Whereas now, you know, you can get up there very easily as scout just with a double jump and the winger, and then it's only demos and scouts that can hit you consistently, so it's a very safe place to be. And if a soldier jumps you to try and kill you, and I deserve to die here, but maybe I won't. Am I going to hold W? We'll see. It's not too horrible. I probably deserve to die, but oh well. Yeah. See, this XT is here. Should have probably died. Goon probably shouldn't have died there, unless he at least traded, which is I'll take pretty much any trade other than a demo for something, or a medic, obviously, in a pushing capacity, because it means there becomes weak areas to flank, for example. And that scout should very muchly die. Oh dear, that was horrible by me and by. Alright, I got that kill somehow. Good. And somehow we've managed to stay alive, and this should be a kill as well. There we go. That aim wasn't too terrible. A bit. I don't know. I aimed a lot, I think, with my what are the keys? A and D at this stage, when really I should have been aiming more. What was I doing there? Aiming more with my actual mouse. I think aiming with A and D can be very helpful in games where you're not moving fast, but I think for me personally in TF2, low sensitivity scout work as such is much more interesting. I'm not sure what I'm doing. See, I don't understand why do I keep on aiming at the floor? I don't know if I do that now. I hope I don't. I mean, I played demo now, so I suppose that's a bit different, but Goonie just got smished, and I should definitely win this fight. There we go. That's nice. Baiting the point, not worth the two of us, sorry. I think a scout that's willing to bait the point is very beneficial to the team to get rid of those stickies. Although currently actually I play completely with the Quickie Bomb launcher, so I suppose that means that there's no need for that scout to do that original baiting, or at least to die in that bait. The bait's still good because it forces their players to come to the point, but it's not that useful as far as clearing the stickies go. Here we go again, into Z, grinding away. They had a huge advantage there. I'm not completely sure why they didn't push. I suppose, again, at lower levels of play, I think people would get a bit more afraid. When really, if they'd just sent the pocket in, tried to kill a medic or a demo, or take height or whatever, they might have been able to take that point back off us and force something out of us. Whereas obviously we've just gone for another suicide there. Why I didn't go, I'm not sure. If you're doing I don't know, that was obviously meant to be a 2 or 3 man suicide. So I'm not sure why. Well, Goon went, but just got low, and he's got a good pick there, but they have that sniper, which is why we've got our medic in Z here, but again, it's not really a done thing anymore. Or rarely, at least, I should say. Now hopefully we pop early. Oh, so many traps. And I take a direct. I catch them. I catch them continually. Right, so we killed their medic, which gives us a big advantage pushing this last, and if we lose it, there we go. Alright, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you for watching this somewhat insightful but yet quite unpleasant footage of me playing 7 seasons ago. Alright, peace.